No, don't put that in.
We did that for the Super Bowl video.
Did we really?
Yeah, we like bass boosted it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 2023 Game of the Year Awards. For Team Tappin X over here, I'm Colby, joined here by Blake,
Me,
and Brian.
What up?
As we talk about our favorite things this year, 2023, what we experienced, what we played. Blake, how you feeling?
I'm feeling about games or like in general.
In general,
I have heartburn.
Still?
Oh, I drank some I had the
A little like
the
antacid
Skittles,
thing?
the Skittles Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah.
And then what?
Oh.
They're like chewables. They're pretty good.
Okay.
And then
Popping them like candy now?
yeah.
Give yourself
And
heartburn on
And then
purpose?
I think a nice you do that and then it's like a nice ice cold thing of water and it helps a little bit. So I feel better than I did this morning. I felt like I was gonna fucking die. But Brian, how you feeling?
Actually having a heart attack.
Pepto-Bismol.
I feel good. I'm tired. It's been a long week, gentlemen.
Amen.
A lot of
God.
trials, tribulations, a lot of
Fingers.
perseverance.
It's been a long year.
But we're here, boys.
We're here.
What about you, Colby?
I feel pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're recording pretty early. It's like one of our earliest
Yeah.
recording sessions.
It's almost-
and I
as-
love that.
Yeah, and as of this video, when it gets posted, you're already a year older.
That's
Your
true,
birthday
my
was a couple
birthday's
days ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my
Because
God.
this video is being posted the 31st.
I'm gonna be 30 years old.
Damn, it sucks.
You old fuckhead.
Yeah, dude, my bones are gonna snap. I'm gonna.
Instantly, you'll start
Yeah.
feeling all injuries that you never thought you had.
Midnight comes and everyone's like, "What was that?" Because they heard it. My bonitis sets in.
Well, if I don't get to say it, happy birthday,
Happy
Colby.
birthday.
Thanks,
Colby.
everyone.
Happy birthday, Colby.
Happy birthday, Colby.
Happy birthday, Brian.
Happy birthday, Blake.
Happy birthday, Logan. So let's
Getting
go
beat
into
up
it,
by
gentlemen. So
Ashley.
the way this is gonna work, as we know here, we're gonna talk about our top 5 games that we played this year. As always, we're gonna go in descending order, send from 5 to 1. Also, it doesn't have to be games that came out this year. It could be games that have come out. I don't know. I don't care. 1944.
Last year, I had one of my game of the years was
Oregon Trail.
a Game Gear game.
Yeah.
Or was that the year before? Regardless.
One of the years you did something like that.
Yeah.
So
Pulled a fast one.
Yeah.
yeah.
Gotcha, bitch.
So, yeah, any sort of game is open over here. We're also going to mention some honorable mentions as we get before our number 1 pick, and do some fluff at the end, and we'll be good. So,
Question: is there a limit to honorable mentions?
no,
When we did our game of the decade, Colby literally did like 30.
Okay.
well, that was the decade.
Come on.
Come on, guys.
But no, there isn't.
I only have 3 this year,
All right.
so
Damn.
I know no one likes listening to me for long periods of time. Piece of shit. Anyway, so let's get into it. Who's gonna start us off?
Not me.
I'll start us off.
All right, number 5.
Game of the year.
This one slipped in the very last minute.
Oh, sometimes it just slips in, fellas.
It does.
It's a game you may have heard of, making waves on the PC scene, which is where I've played it, called Lethal Company.
Oh, yes.
A lot of streamers are playing it, and I know games that can start off as streamer games may not be made really well for longevity.
Sure, right. Kind of a fad.
Yeah, but Lethal Company has genuinely been one of the funniest and scariest games I've played, because it's so simple, but the scariness is perfect. The premise is you're these people, spacefaring people, work for a company. You have to find scrap and stuff, bring it back, and sell it to them to meet a quota. And if you don't meet the quota, you get ejected into space as a way of being fired.
Among Us.
Yeah, Among Us. And there are different locations that you go into. There's an outside biome, an inside biome.
Mm-hmm.
And there are different monsters and different things that happen, all that
Very,
stuff.
it's very SCP-like in terms of
It
its
is.
monster variety.
Yes, it totally is. And there's a way to mod it to be single player, play it with friends.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
when you play with friends, you have proximity chat, and that's where the real funnies start in. Where you hear someone half across the map, barely, and you just hear a blood curdling scream.
Yeah.
And you don't know what that is. And then
The mod scene has already popped off.
it's already
It's
popped
popping,
off.
cuh.
I mean, you did Goku,
You got Goku. Yeah,
Goku's in the
Goku.
game.
Hey, it's me, Goku.
What the fuck? Yeah, I've been watching Nicole. She's been playing it with her family a lot, and it looks like a really fun game.
It is very
It's
fun.
very unfortunate that it got popular. I don't know when it officially came out, but it got popularized after Spoopy Month, because that would have been a good. I have a
Perfect.
feeling by the time Spoopy Month comes next year, this game is like, what? What was lethal? What? Like,
Yeah.
you know?
They got to do stuff to like, because it's fun and it definitely has a novelty to it right now. But you know, it's made by one guy.
Is it like
So-
Among Us?
No. It's not like that. It's more
No, like in
SCP.
terms of like popularity.
It could be.
It could be.
Okay.
It's still too new.
Okay.
Yeah.
But to be fair though, like Phasmophobia went through the same thing.
It's
but
true.
It's still pretty popular.
It's got a huge. My girlfriend loves Phasmophobia.
I just played it again like a week ago.
Yeah.
or 2
Me
weeks
too.
ago. You are a liar.
I play it every now and then too, with friends. Yeah, that's still a fun one too. It may not ever, like, it's hit like a crazy popularity spike, and it may like go down naturally because that's anything. It can't be this popular forever.
Right.
But unless you're Counter-Strike or something like that, you know, that
No.
has like
Yeah.
millions of players every
Yeah,
day.
the most popular game ever.
But yeah, no,
All right.
very fun.
Lock
Enjoy
it in, boys.
Locking it in. Colby.
Very good.
Very gooky.
My number 5 game of the year may shock you.
It's not even a game.
It was released in 1993.
What?
What? Was it Aladdin for the Super Nintendo?
No,
Yes.
boys, it's Magic the Gathering.
Okay, okay, come on now.
Game
Oh,
of the year, gentlemen. Game of the year. Yeah, it's a card
This
game.
guy.
But is it new to you?
Huh?
That,
No,
that's
I have
that's the rule.
I
It
have
has to be new to you.
rediscovered it. It's
Okay.
a whole new game in of itself.
You're being too loose with your rulings here.
Well, there's nothing I
Vote
can
this
do right
man
now.
out of
huh?
that.
I put
Escort him out of
on
the premises.
spot.
I will say, one year my number 5 pick, because I only played 4 games that year, was New Girl on Netflix. So you may
Very good.
continue.
I can do whatever I want.
Damn it.
You know what? I just rediscovered I just watch a lot of it on YouTube now. I don't play a lot of Magic the Gathering so much. I have like a deck and everything, but there's just too many try-hard people who play that game.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
You
just,
say that about any like current card meta.
yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It's true. But I've been enjoying it very much, and
Well, good. I'm glad.
the series is the most popular it's ever been. The IP.
They have like
whatever.
crossovers with
They've done a-
Doctor Who
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
and
the
other
Jurassic
bullshit.
Park.
Yeah.
There are Warhammer 40k crossovers.
I have a
on-
deck.
Oh,
Tyranid
they're
deck.
so cool.
Dude. It's
Those
so
are
fun.
really cool.
The whole, too bad Hasbro just laid off 1,100 people. Rough.
Take that, Rhode Island.
Which is crazy because it owns D&D
Yeah.
and Magic, which both have reached the record peaks of profits
Yeah.
they had in forever.
Seriously.
And they're like, restructure.
Well, I would say not to get into like business ethics, but that's usually what happens. You reach record profits, and then you lay off a bunch of
Then you-
staff
then
to
you downsize.
maximize profits.
yeah. Ba-dum.
That's the marketing guy here. He would know.
Yeah, I won't say much. Magic Gathering is fun. I played Magic Arena a little bit, but I just like the physical card game, and I like watching it.
Cool.
Blake, your number. Oh, lock it in. Blake, your number 5 pick.
Before I get into my number 5, I just want to say I'm gonna have to restructure the rules a little bit for next year.
Oh, yeah.
What? Why is that
Oh,
a
yeah.
problem? You put
No,
New Girl.
No, it's. He does have a point.
That was 2 years ago. Let it go. Now I play games.
Not gonna like my number 4 then. Either.
Gulp. My
Great.
number 5
It's the super chapter.
came out in 2023 for many systems, but I played it on the Xbox One during Spoopy Month. Was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh.
Gun Media's latest asymmetric multiplayer spoopy game.
Latest,
based
but
on
greatest?
no.
Oh.
Yikes.
They made Friday the 13th the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's their next stab at a horror franchise.
Pun intended.
Ha!
Loki hated that.
So Kobe and I played this for Spoopy Month. The fine folks at Gun Media actually gave us a code for it, so that was really cool.
That's it.
And yeah, it was It's not. I've never seen a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie.
I haven't either.
We erroneously called it gore porn, and then someone yelled at us in the comments. Oof. I much prefer Friday the 13th, mostly because I have a far better connection or stronger connection to Jason Voorhees and like his movies and shit. But for what we did play, and I only did play it during Spooky Month. It's been busy. But it was a lot of fun.
It was a cool game.
Yeah. You play as like different like hillbilly folks from the first movie because they only have the rights to the first film. And there's like Grandpa. You feed him blood. Yeah. And then you got the little like survivors, and they're like perpetually dying. So that's like the artificial time limit. Like in Friday the 13th, there was like a 20-minute time limit, and then like Jason just leaves. He's like, I'm bored. But like the artificial time limit is like you're slowly dying, and there's nothing you can you can like to kind of delay it, but you just die eventually, and that's like the round. You either escape or you die, and that like if you kind of like hide from everybody, all while like the hillbillies are hunting you down.
Do you escape then die because you're still dying?
We don't know. Oh. Presumably, maybe. Oh. But and obviously with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, one of the hillbillies you can play as is Leatherface with the chainsaw, and he does his little dance. He does his little dancey dance. Ring. Yeah.
Very good.
It was fun. I hope to play more of it, but I say that a lot. And there is a certain game that it's kind of taken over the year, which we'll get to later, which is kind of preventing me from playing other games at the moment. But yeah,
Dokkan's back.
Dokkan Battle's back, baby, number 1. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I recommend it to all you horror nights out there.
Ooh, don't like that one.
Horror nights?
There we go.
Not horror nights.
Horror night.
Hey man.
Lock it in.
Lock it in.
It's 2023.
Just lock it in. Lock it in.
Support sex
workers.
workers.
Lock it in for you.
Support sex workers. Brian.
Number 4.
Number 4. But first, a trailer.
World exclusive. Yeah. Number 4. Now this has been a hard list for me, actually, gentlemen.
I'm hard.
Yeah, I'm pretty hard. So, number 4 is Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name, the new Yakuza game. Or you could call it a half game. It's not like a full release, but it is still pretty full.
A game's a game.
I put a card game in. You're okay.
You don't have to explain
for the viewers,
the youth,
the youthanites out there.
Yakuza is a series that is near and dear to my heart. It's probably one of my favorite video game series of all time. Yakuza 0, Kiwami 1, and Kiwami 2, I think, are masterpieces of games.
I do love Yakuza.
Like a Dragon, which came out 2019 or 2020. That one is also incredible. This one's good. Compared to like the rest of them, I think it's not like anything groundbreaking, but it does further the story. It brings it back to like a brawler type beat 'em up. The last Yakuza game was like a turn-based, which it was okay by the end. I enjoyed it enough. I have not quite got to the end yet. I'm like about halfway through, because it's been a stacked year for gaming, boys.
Amen and goddamn.
That's the truth.
So I love it. It's got great humor, just fun moments. It has Kiryu. I mean, that's the boy.
I
that's
love
the man.
Kiryu.
He's my favorite dude.
He's my favorite man's.
He's my favorite Ryu.
But yeah, that's number 4.
Lock it in, boys.
Locking it in.
Yeah.
What was the full title?
It's like the longest one. It's Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name. Story-wise, it takes place between Yakuza 6 and Like a Dragon.
This is a tough series to get into, I gotta say. I mean, I'm sure it's easy, but like from looking from the outside as someone who's never played a Yakuza game, who doesn't know much about the franchise, I'm like, I have to look up a guide to like
start with 0.
Yeah,
because that's the prequel.
Yeah,
and that presets like it was released later, in development. Like the other games were released, but playing Yakuza 0 will set up like the entire world,
the foundation,
because it's
the
Kiryu when he just started. It's like the two like iconic characters, Kiryu and then Majima, and it's like their start, like when they started. Not Makima.
Makima.
Start with that.
Sounds good.
It's a good.
You heard it here, folks. Start with Yakuza 0. Lock it in. All right. My number 4 pick. There's another little cheat. It's Cyberpunk 2077, released in 2020 by CD Projekt Red.
That's not a cheat.
It's not new to me. But it is.
That's a cheat.
But it is kind of new to me.
Well, Phantom Liberty.
Because it's like a whole new game. I didn't play Phantom Liberty.
This fucking guy.
Guys,
Can you believe this fucking guy?
all right.
Here? He's not even paying attention. That's
maybe
how much he's
maybe I should have disclosed at the beginning. I played like 7 games this year. I'm not even exaggerating.
No, I hear you,
I
bro.
counted
I hear you.
all the games I played. It's like 8. I played 8 games this year
Yeah.
that were new to me.
Yeah.
Excluding, I don't know, actually, I don't even. Anyway, so I decided to replay. I played Cyberpunk when it initially came out.
When did it come out?
2020.
2020.
2020.
And I liked it. I was one of the people who was like, yeah, I know it's a glitchy mess, and yeah, it's
Yeah.
not excusable what they did. But I played it through. I had some crashes and everything, but I had a good time. I really enjoyed the game. Going back and playing it again now in the year of our Lord 2023.
Amen.
They improved on a bunch of stuff. They improved even more since I played this year. Like,
They outright changed a lot of things.
yeah, a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Vehicles are all different. Like, it's just crazy how much that game has come. It's like a No Man's Sky type situation. It's a pretty much entirely different game, which is why I felt compelled to put it on here. It's a new experience to me because I was able to do a lot of stuff I wasn't able to do before. New girl.
I just want to point out that it was your 2020 number 3 game of the year.
Yes, thank you. He's got the stats.
I got
Your
the Excel
recurrence.
charts.
So, again,
That's a good pick.
I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about it. I talked about it in that game of the year talk, and it was just, I had a really good time with my new experience playing through it.
For sure.
And I do really want to play Phantom
Liberty.
the Phantom Pain.
Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Idris Elba,
Black
the gay
Superman.
Oh, I'm
Knuckles.
Idris Elba.
Yeah.
That's what he sounds like, too.
Lock it in, boys. Blake, your number 4 pick.
Me? Moi?
Uh-huh.
My number 4 pick is 2018 for the Nintendo 3DS. Detective Pikachu.
Ah.
I played that this year. So
okay.
listen,
Okay.
Detective Pikachu. I wrote this, so I kept a notepad file going of all the games I played. And here's my 2 takeaways: weird but good, and then sequel bait. Has everyone in this room seen the movie?
Yes.
No.
Very good.
Well, it's different than the movie.
Very
This
good.
came out before the movie.
There's no Ryan Reynolds?
There's no Ryan Reynolds,
No.
but it does have a weirdly face modeled talking Pikachu. Who's like, "Hey, oh, I love coffee. Hey, I'm walking in."
What is he,
Gabagool.
was he the penguin from the Batman?
Yes. You just deflected her.
Sorry. Sorry, Loki.
I got Detective Pikachu as a gift, like maybe if I played it this year, it must have been like 2020. So it's been in my backlog for a while. But this year I cleared through. This year and last year I've cleared through a lot of my backlog. That I was just
I've been impressed
dangling
with
through.
your video game playing.
Yeah, thank
Me
you.
too. You know what?
Thank you.
Turned a new leaf. Maybe you are a gamer.
Maybe you are but no longer a Dokkanite.
He really was a gamer.
So basically, this follows the story of you are this
Kiryu.
dude. I don't remember his fucking name, but
Kiryu.
no.
Yes. Yes.
I'm gonna call him Billy.
Billy.
So he plays Billy, right? And then his dad is missing in like
No.
Detective City or whatever.
What?
And then you go
Night City.
to the academy where his father's a detective, and then he left his Pikachu and he talks, but only you can hear him.
No.
So now you have to go all around these different settings,
Yeah.
trying to find out where your daddy is, right?
Where's my dad?
And then like Mewtwo's around.
Oh.
He
How
shows
many
up
Mewtwo's?
sometimes, just one.
Oh,
A
I thought it
singular
was plural.
Mewtwo.
A singular.
And then he's like,
Man.
I know where your daddy is.
Will you tell me?
No. Play the second game.
Unmakes Pikachu.
And then like so you basically you're solving these like mysteries and doing
Yeah.
these puzzles, but like there's all these obviously in the world of Pokemon, all these Pokemon have like they do manual labor, and then like they also like
bro.
they're also like sometimes in the trees or whatever. Sometimes you got like
They're part of
Machoke,
nature and life.
Yeah, like they're part of the zeitgeist of the humanity and humanity.
Nice
Cade.
$20 world.
So essentially, like they see like, oh, we saw this criminal walking down the street, but like the person didn't see it, but the Pokemon did. So you have Pikachu talking to the Pokemon. The
Damn.
Pokemon doesn't talk back. It's always like Meryl, Meryl, and then Pikachu's like, oh yeah, the Dodgers game, am I right? You know?
Hey man, goddamn.
And then like you like say it back to Billy or whatever, and then that helps solve the mystery. And there's a lot of like action-filled cutscenes, and then there's like a couple plot twists.
Real-time cutscenes.
Yeah.
Real-time rendered
Yeah,
cutscenes.
ray tracing. You know?
What do they call the live action? I'm forgetting the name. The abbreviation. It's like
FMV.
FMV.
Yeah, full motion.
Yes.
So
Sick.
I watched the movie before I played the game, and I expected it to follow the movie,
Sure.
or at least the movie to follow the game, right?
Some plot points.
Because the
similar.
movie came out,
Yeah,
the
very
game
loose.
came out before the movie,
Or like
loose
obviously
adaptation.
inspiration.
so I expected the game to be like the movie, but it wasn't.
Without spoiling, is the big twist with Pikachu the same?
No,
Really?
yeah.
That confuses me, but pleases me.
I was expecting like when like if you've seen the movie, you know what Kobe's referring to. When I was playing through the game, I was like, all right, here's like the zinger,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Whoa, but it wasn't.
And Pikachu's
It was basically like play the next game.
That'll never come
That
out.
didn't. Well, it came out this year. I didn't
Oh,
play
it-
it yet.
oh, it
Yeah,
did.
Detective Pikachu Returns. So I look forward to playing that eventually. I don't own it yet. But yeah, that is my
So
number.
was the twist in the movie that Pikachu was just Deadpool the whole time?
That, unfortunately, is there's no Ryan Reynolds in this game.
He looks at you, the player, at
Yeah.
the end, and he smokes a cigarette and says, "I'm pregnant."
Lock it in, boys.
Brian, your number 3 game of the year, 2023.
Number 3.
Number 3.
World exclusive. One that I really, really loved. Resident Evil 4 Remake.
Oh,
I
yes.
kept forgetting that it actually came out this year because it was like forever ago this year.
It didn't win any awards at the Game Awards this year.
It was
huh?
a stacked year.
It was,
was.
nominated
Sorry,
a couple
Spider-Man 2.
times, but
It
didn't
was
win.
nominated, yeah.
Which honestly, fair. But at the same time, they really expanded upon Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4 is amazing. It's an amazing game. Iconic, very important in the history of video games. The remake is honestly as close as they could have ever gotten to recreating that lightning in a bottle with Resident Evil 4.
I watched a playthrough of it all and play it, and it looked incredible.
It's so fun. I'm like, actually I started replaying again, but then other stuff came out. But and then like the DLC came out separate ways, which was DLC for the original.
Yeah,
Yep.
the Ada shit. Yeah.
Ada trash.
Every time she's on screen, I'm like, "Hi Ada, hi Ada." Awooga, awooga. But yeah, no, game was really great. They expanded upon like Luis's character, which was one of the secondary characters in the game that he kind of was like kind of to the wayside.
I mean,
They
the
were
very
just-
beginning, yeah.
For the most part, it's like, who are you and why are you here?
Yeah.
Now he has like a more presence and things were fleshed out.
He's just saying,
I will sexually harass the president's daughter, and you will love me when I die.
that was him in the first game.
Yes, sir.
Ashley was great too. I liked what they did with her character.
Yeah,
She was
I agree.
nowhere near as annoying as she was.
She's
in
no
the
longer
original.
Sandy Cheeks.
No, she hasn't.
No.
There,
Well, she does yell Leon a lot.
I won't go into details, but there's a scene where like her and Leon are like sitting on like this couch together,
Yeah.
and like I love that scene.
I love
they
that
just
scene,
talk
too.
to each other.
Yeah.
and I was like, damn, Ashley, you aren't an annoying piece of
Yeah,
shit. Like
she-
I never thought she was, but I get it.
She's just like they wrote her as like a normal person.
Yeah.
What are
And
the
then she had
odds?
her segment in the game and probably the best line in the whole game. I guess I might spoil a little bit. I mean,
We know what happens with it,
Yeah.
unless it's privy to just the remake.
it's the suits of armor
Yeah,
part.
that's
Yeah, when she's like, well, I've only played the original where
Yeah.
you have to take like the lantern.
Yeah.
and you're
Yeah.
like,
Pretty much.
Throw that thing.
It's a little more smooth now.
Yeah, I would hope so.
She turns into like 4 polygons. Like,
It's like the end of the run of the suits of armor. You're running to the elevator, and there's like all of them lined up, and they start
yeah.
one after another, and she just goes, "This sucks." And she's sprinting through. Makes me laugh every time,
so
and I
funny.
say that on the daily.
If there's any game that's currently out right now that I've not played, and that I want to play immensely, it's the Resident Evil 4 remake.
It's
I
so
love
worth it.
Resident
Yeah, I
Evil
definitely
4.
want to hear your thoughts about it. I think
The my only critique, and
Here we go.
Said I
say
wish
this
there
with
was more.
a heavy heart. Whoever voice directed Ada's voice actress
Oh.
did an awful job.
It's very true.
She gave her very bad cues.
She actually is pretty bad.
Yeah.
She isn't like what's her name from Transformers, Megan Fox in Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat levels
Yeah.
of bad. But yeah,
I
unfortunately,
want to say the voice actress. No, I feel like not to be blamed because there are plenty of times where like she'll voice act something and it'll be like that was good. You're a professional. But there are other times where it was like, were you given like a weird cue?
I think the director was like, he didn't,
Or, like, he took
didn't come
one
in that
take.
day.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Like-
it's like, all right, I think we should do another take. No, I think you're good. It's like, you sure? I thought that was pretty bad. No, we're good. We got it.
But
I
that
think
was
it
just
will
me
fix in
sight
post.
reading. That was just me line reading. That was the first time I've read
I
this
think-
line. Yeah, that's fine.
I think he was like, let's record everyone's voice lines in alphabetical order with last name. And then they got to Ada Wong character, and he was like so burnt out. He's like, we have 2 weeks to finish. 2 weeks, dude, just one take. Like that. That's what it
Yeah.
kind of seemed like.
I could see the angle they're going for, and I like her character, like aloof. And her voice acting was fine in 2, the Resident Evil 2 remake.
Oh yeah, she
It was
had any problems
fine.
with
It was the
Is it
same
the
voice
same?
actress.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it was like fine. This aloof sort of like I don't know, blase type character.
She's like femme fatale is like
Yeah,
her shtick. More
exactly.
in the original, I guess. Like she's less like I'm sexy and you know it.
Yeah.
In this like over, she's wearing the Chinese inspired dress.
Yeah.
Like she's in like heels. I mean, in this she's wearing just like heeled boots, and
Yeah.
and she still has it,
Yeah.
but she's
So-
way less. I'm here for sexy and more I'm here to
Yeah.
kill you, which I guess is sexy.
it's unfortunate, but she's still good.
Great
Never harass the talent. It's usually,
Only-
honestly, never their fault.
Kill
Yeah.
the director.
Like,
Take the lifeguard.
like there was this whole slight stray. There was that whole controversy with those those Naruto lines in the recent Naruto Ninja Storm games.
yeah.
And everyone's everyone's clowning them for how the line was said, and then the voice actor came out and was like, I didn't read it like that, and then they were like, oh, is it AI generated or something? And it was a whole controversy.
Interesting.
But yeah, never blame the voice actors. Usually not their fault.
The voice actors literally go in, say their line 24 times that the director tells them to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
And then the director's like, all right, we're going to pick that line. It has nothing to
Yep.
do with the voice actor
Yeah.
most
Yep.
of the time.
And it,
Same with acting in general. The director's like, I need you to do it like this. It's
Yeah.
like, okay. And you either get it to what
Yeah.
they want or you don't. or they,
That is to say,
I don't know.
there is bad voice actor
Yeah.
acting
Yes.
out there. Go look at any 90s, 80s anime. Oh boy.
You take that
dub.
back. Anyway,
Yeah. So.
I'm locking it in.
Locked it in. Resident Evil 4, number 3. All right. These are real games now, guys.
all right, we're in the real games, folks.
My top 3 starts now. All right, number 3 for me. By Remedy Entertainment. Released in 2016. Quantum Break.
Oh, I've wanted to play that.
Yeah, dude, I
wanted
put it
to
off
play
for
that.
so long.
Me too.
Quantum Break. So these are the creators of Alan Wake, Control, all that. This game, Quantum Break, is a time travel sci-fi game with a very interesting twist. The game is split up into episodes. It isn't it wasn't released in episodes, right? Like the Life is Strange game or something. It's what happens is you play the game, which is like this third-person action shooter. And then, depending on your choices in certain moments, it'll always play an episode of the Quantum Break show. And your choices influence the episode. And it's all live action. It's fully live acted and it's so cool. It tells a perspective less about your main character and more about the villain and side characters. happening in the background, and then they both just play into each other as you play the game. And it's just really, it's this interesting like symbiotic relationship between the live action show and the video game. And
They're really good at that. Remedy.
It's cool. It's
They're really
different.
good at that.
It's really it was fun. The gameplay is it's 2016, so there's some little dated stuff, but it's simple shooter, but you get like time powers, and it's pretty fun. But really, the story is pretty good, and it was just so interesting to me. I really liked it. The only problem with it, unfortunately, is that the IP is owned by Microsoft.
Yeah.
And they have expressed no interest in giving it to Remedy or anything. So even though the game specifically throws out Alan Wake, it even alludes to Control with like altered world events and stuff like that. It like says that. It unfortunately is not part of the Remedyverse because it's owned by Microsoft. Oh no! Alan Wake 2! I haven't played it yet! Never mind. Well, anyway, that excites me because this game deserves to be a part of that. Even though when you mess time travel with any story, you're like, this is going to be a shit show. Like, it's very difficult.
It
to
is
do
very
time
hard
right.
to write time travel.
Yeah.
Well,
There's so many things can go wrong.
Yeah.
They did very well in this. Highly recommend playing it.
I have it on the docket.
It's also pretty short. I think I did in like 11 hours.
And it's got that one guy from Lord of the Rings, Dominic
Gandalf?
Montague or whatever.
Gandalf.
Yes, you're
Pretty
right.
Mary.
Gandalf.
It also has.
Yes.
It also has. Unfortunately, he died this year.
Aw,
Lance
rip
Reddick. or whatever?
Gandalf.
He's like, I talk
Lance
like,
Reddick,
I talk
yeah.
like this.
I-
I love his voice.
Sad.
He's
Rip
he-
Gandalf.
He, plays.
He was in so many things.
He plays one of the antagonists, and he's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Quantum Break. Lock it in, boys. Number 3.
Cha-ching.
Blake, you're number 3.
My
New
number
girl.
3. So, if we're being like under a microscope, technically this is not new to me.
Oh, here we go. Get on my ass.
But back in the day, I maybe put like an hour into it, and then I was like, I dropped it for whatever
Sure.
reason. But I brought it back. I started over, brought it back this year, beat it to almost 100%. 2007 for the Nintendo DS, The Legend of Zelda: Phantom Hourglass.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say Slime Box Boy or whatever it was called.
What?
Box Boy,
That was like 2 years ago. I played the Box Boy series.
Slime Boy, Slime.
But yeah, it was the first. Phantom Hourglass is a sequel to Wind Waker for the GameCube, and is the first Nintendo DS Zelda game, and it's very
Stylus oriented.
stylus oriented because it's like, ooh, look what the Nintendo
Yeah,
DS
yeah.
can do, guys. Look
Right,
at the
right.
stylus.
It's a mic blown to the microphone. Gameplay.
So here's my 2 notepad takeaways before I
boy,
get into
here
it.
it is.
I 100%ed it, excluding ship parts, because a lot of the game is like your
Shit parts?
ship.
Oh.
You can
Yeah, you're on a
customize
train.
your ship.
Oh.
No, wait, that's the next one. Spirit Tracks.
Yeah, that's Spirit Tracks. I have not played that yet. And then I said the shooting gallery sucks. Because I
10
was trying
out
to
of
get like
game of
their,
the
I was
year.
trying to get their like heart piece or whatever, and I was getting fucking pissed because because basically how the shooting gallery is. So the bottom screen is the touch screen, right? And then like your Link is in the bottom part, and then the shooting gallery part is in the top screen. So you can't really like super line it up, because there's like a slight, because you have that like that break
Right.
in the middle where the
Yeah.
actual DS is, right? Where the divide where the 2 screens are. So it's really hard to
Yep.
tell, and I
That's
was getting
tough.
really mad.
Yeah, yeah.
But I did it.
You know what has a good shooting gallery?
Quantum Break.
No, Resident Evil 4 remake.
Oh,
Does
I
it?
love that mini
Yeah,
game.
good stuff.
Good
Surprisingly,
shit.
I love that mini game a lot. I spent
That's
a
right.
lot
You have
of
like
time with it.
Ashley and or Lewis sitting in the corner, like giving you commentary. Like,
Yep.
You suck.
Anyways,
I only got good commentary 'cause I'm a gamer.
for a long time, me not finishing this game but owning it has been a blemish on my Zelda fan card.
Yeah.
I get
sure.
You, I think we all have those games,
Yeah.
but particularly on our backlog, that was like I really want to play this, and it just always eludes. That's what Quantum Break was
Yeah.
for me.
Oh, Red Dead 2 was that for me for years.
Yeah.
Actual years.
But it's a lot of fun. It's a bit jank at times because of just like I just wanted to fucking use like the D-pad or whatever, but it's very, you know, you because I think the sequel Spirit Tracks fixed this a little bit, but basically you control with the stylus, and you have to flick the screen to swipe the sword.
Hate that.
And then if you want to like do the classic like Zelda roll, like you have to like do a little thing
I
like
can't stand it,
near
man.
the edge of the screen.
Maybe that's why you stopped playing it.
I think it's
That's why a lot of people
Pokemon came out, and then I just played Pokemon. So anyway, Soul Silver, shout out. It's my game of the decade. But yeah, it was fun. I'm glad I played it. I look forward to playing Spirit Tracks maybe 2024. We'll see, fellas. I own it. But yeah, it was fun. I recommend it for all you DS-nites out there. Lock it in.
Lock it in. Brian, you're number 2. Get both of these motherfuckers just immediately go on their phone.
It's my notes.
I'm kidding. It's just funny. Number 2, Brian. Game of the year 2023.
Oh.
Number. Shut the hell up. I'm laying on, I'm
The
laying
drum.
it on thick.
This is when you add sound effects.
Number 2, game of the year, Alan Wake 2. I have not finished it yet. Because again, stacked year of gaming.
I can't wait to play that game.
There's a little Quantum Break thing.
I can't, dude. I can't wait.
And
Sarah,
I didn't play it, and I only picked up on it as like a thing happened, and I was like, "Wait, what?" And I was just like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
It'll take you by surprise.
Sarah doesn't let me. She gave me her Epic account to play it, so I can't. Dude.
It'll push your system. This is PC. It'll push your system.
Yeah, my
I have a good rig, so I can handle it. But there are times where like it does kind of lag a little bit. But
Sure.
The gameplay is very creative, very smooth. From what I've gotten, I'm like maybe 40% of the way done. Like no bugs whatsoever.
Great. I heard the game's scary. Like,
It is the beginning. I was like really on edge. It's less scary and more of just like unsettling and
that's how the first
foreboding.
game was too. Like, yeah, it was kind of. It wasn't really horror, but it was. Yeah, unsettling.
Diminished with time because it became dated when I played it. I played it way later, so I wasn't as scared.
I agree.
This one, it's like playing Alan Wake 1 again, I guess.
Yeah.
If you were playing it for the first time. Excellent sound design, very funny moments. Like Control had a lot of seamless blend in with live action stuff and game stuff. This has even more, and it's like really seamless. Like you'll be in a diner and there'll be a TV playing, and Remedy's a Finnish company, so they have like these Finnish commercials, like these parody commercials.
Yeah.
And it's all live action, but it kind of fits.
Oh,
with,
yeah.
like how you're watching it.
100%.
And then those characters, you'll meet them like in the game, and they'll be modeled like pretty faithfully.
They're
It's
incredible. They've been doing that since
so good.
2016, like even before. I think they just. I don't know how Remedy does it. They're just so incredible. They're one of the best, most creative game studios I've ever seen.
But this game ties together not just like there's like a super obvious connection to Control, like an FBC comes up like right in your face.
I'm done.
You're tickling his balls right now.
Dude, he's gargling right now. That's
a creative tie-in with Quantum Break.
Oh my gosh.
And then even like creative allusions to Max Payne.
Oh, that's cool.
Are in there too.
Rest in peace to what's his name, the voice actor for Max Payne, as well as the character. I forgot his name. Crap.
Like parallels there, and like the company pretty much saying like, yeah, this is kind of part of the whole Remedy universe thing. And then the writer / game director Sam Lake is heavily involved in this game, in the game as a character.
Yeah.
And then there's like it's just
he also danced at the Game Awards.
He did.
He did. I could go on. That's something I'm probably gonna go home and play after this.
I have to start that
because
ASAP.
It's really good. It's big though. Like I think there's a lot more depth to it, which I probably won't get all the way into, like collectibles you can find and stuff. I just kind of want the meat and potatoes.
Yeah, I agree.
But they released like a new game plus mode.
Oh, cool.
I think that ties in with like the universe of like timey-wimey stuff.
Oh, interesting.
Cool.
But yeah. Alan Wake 2, baby. Lock it in.
The wait.
All right. My number 2, gentlemen, is a little game you might have heard of. Came out this year by Larian Studios. It's Baldur's Gate 3, baby.
Whoa! I thought that'd be number 1.
Yeah,
You
me
would
too.
think.
Me too.
With all
New
your
Girls
game,
number
with all
one.
your Game of the Year, Game Award predictions, you know.
Yeah, so it's
Every
definitely.
single one.
Yeah, you
It definitely was my game of the year until I went through my list of games I played, and I was like, hold on. The only reason it might not be is I haven't been able to play it as much as I would like. Because I play with Nicole, and so it's really privy to like when both of us are available and not together, because we don't play local, we play on computers. So, and it's kind of rare. So I haven't been able to play a lot, but every time I play it, I mean, it's game of the year for a reason. It's 10 out of 10s. Like, it's the real deal. It's just, it's the best iteration of Dungeons and Dragons you could ever get. Like a tabletop role-playing game. The production value is insane. We played it when it first came out in its like alpha, beta,
Ligma.
and we were like, we played like a couple sessions and we were like, this ain't it. Not because it was bad, but it was like so buggy, and you know,
I heard about
it.
that.
Really, yeah, you know, it was just like, you know what, we're gonna wait, and we did, and
Yeah.
it was worth the wait. They just, this game's incredible. Every time I think I got it, they just throw me for a loop. And,
What's your favorite part?
I haven't played too much, but if I had to say my favorite like part,
Or mechanic or system or whatever. Anything.
I love the wild magic. Like, my wild magic sorcerers are my favorite in D&D.
Yeah.
And so, I have my wild magic sorcerer, and for Blake here for context, so people don't know, wild magic is a mechanic to where like if you cast a spell, there's a random chance that something completely random could happen.
Like metronome.
Yeah.
Pokemon.
Very much. Well, it happens as
Very
like
good,
an
Blake.
adverse effect. So I'll be like, I'm casting fireball. My fireball will go off, but then wild magic might go off, and like everybody around me turns into a sheep, or like
Not always. Sometimes you could grow taller.
Yep, sometimes you grow taller, or you age, or like you
de-age.
steal life and kill everybody around you, and you're like, crap. Like, it could be really good or really bad.
Or a fireball comes down on you.
Yeah.
Where you
but
are.
the thing, what's really cool is it's different in the game too. Like,
Oh, cool.
Like, it isn't just like the 10 things you can get on the table in the book, like the actual physical game. It's just all different.
Cool.
Like, not only do I have that, but I also have a barbarian, Karlak, in the party who. She's a barbarian, but you can choose her subclass, and I turned her into a wild magic barbarian.
Me too.
Yeah. So whenever she rages, wild magic happens.
Yep.
It's so cool. Anyway, it's crazy stuff. I've said it before. I love a game that changes, like Undertale did this really well, where like you have no idea what's gonna happen next mechanically, like story wise. You're always just like you're walking and something new happens, and I love that in video games. And Larian Studios did that with Divinity a lot, and they're doing it with this as well. So,
I will say, I don't get it, but I respect it.
that's fair. That's fair. It's just high fantasy at its finest. So, lock it in, boys. Baldur's Gate 3 number 2. Blake, you're number 2.
Newest girl.
No, there's no more. I played video games this year.
Brand new girl.
So, my number 2 is my second most anticipated game of 2023. I was really looking forward to this one.
I think I can guess. Go ahead.
And we did a playthrough on the channel.
Maybe I-
It's SpongeBob SquarePants,
Oh.
The Cosmic Shake.
Number 2. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to this game. Did it deliver? I think it was pretty good.
I thought it was pretty good too.
Yeah, not enough to beat Magic the Gathering apparently.
Yeah.
But
Well, come on. what kind of statement is that?
so here's my notes file
Okay.
before I get into
Lay
it.
it on us.
Fun game, needed more polish. Much like Rehydrated, which was the Battle for Bikini Bottom remake
Yeah.
that Purple Lamp Studios, the studio that did this game, did 2021, I think. And then I said, which did not happen, we'll add more thoughts when beaten again alone. I did not beat it again alone. But I'll get to why later. But not during this segment, but you'll get. Look forward to that.
As a number one. No.
So Cosmic Shake, pretty much, it's like the spirit.
It's the cosmic shake.
It's
man,
I would say spiritual. Shut the fuck up. The spiritual successor to Battle for Bikini Bottom, but it's not really because like I would argue the sequel is the movie game that came out in 2004. But I digress.
You can still be a spiritual successor.
Yeah,
it doesn't mean you have to be immediate.
Shut the fuck up, Colby. This is my segment. But everything like you kind of want from SpongeBob is in this game. You get like those weird stills of like weird, disgusting art or something.
How does a lot in that game?
It's like it like cuts to like a gag and it's just like a still image or whatever. It's weird.
It's really funny in our playthrough because it's always like it'll show that, and Blake and I won't be like, oh, we'll just be dead quiet. It'll just like show up on screen like, oh,
what the fuck?
like every time it's like our joke.
The voice acting. So unlike Battle for Bikini Bottom back in 2003, there were some people that for whatever reason weren't there to voice their stuff, like Clancy Brown, and then the voice actor for Mermaid Man. Obviously, he isn't around. He's not in this game.
What a jerk! He couldn't make it.
I know, fucking Ernest ass. But everyone that is in the usual SpongeBob cast is in this game.
Yeah,
voices their stuff, and like it sounds as you would want from a SpongeBob game. The jokes are there. It's basically for those who don't know, it's a 3D collectathon platformer, and inject that shit into my veins. I love that shit.
What I liked about it too is it wasn't just like the levels were really interesting.
Yeah.
The actual like settings that they throw you in, because they aren't just like, here's Bikini Bottom again. Here's there's like this fantasy, like medieval.
Because we got that in Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Sure, exactly. Yeah, we didn't need it yet. We had the best level, which is like the movie set.
Yeah,
like it's just really cool stuff like that, which I appreciate it.
Yeah. All the levels have a lot of different stuff going on. And then like they throw like a random fucking weird gimmick at you, like, all right, here's like this fucking rhythm game, or like. Go collect some garbage or whatever, you know. It's some random bullshit, but it was a lot of fun. I have very because of how like Battle for Bikini Bottom is like top 5, maybe top 3 of my greatest of all time games. So like when it's like, all right, here's like the next game in that little line of similar games, like I have like pretty much unattainable, unreachable expectations.
Sure.
So if you're like anywhere like
in the
ballpark, yeah, you're good with me.
Yeah.
And like, I wish there was a little more, like it needed more some time in the oven, but it's a licensed SpongeBob game. I kind of have to live with the reality of how much development resources these kinds of games are gonna get.
Yeah.
But for what it is, it's a lot of fun. I look forward, hopefully. 2024, baby. I get to play through it like through my own time.
New Game Plus.
Yeah.
Really,
because they've
brings in Quantum Break.
I think they added some DLC costumes. Also, like a big gimmick of this is like all the different costumes you can get, like all the references in the show and shit.
Yeah.
Like the Band Geeks uniform, or like the Quickster or whatever. They don't have any like effect on the game, but it's like, oh, I could dress as him. Cool.
It's not pay to win.
No. But it's a lot of fun, and I recommend it to anyone who enjoyed either the movie game back in the day or Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Okay.
Lock it in, boys.
Brian, it's time for our honorable mentions segment.
Well, what about Logan's Game of the Year?
Logan, what's your number 2 game of the year? Give me food. Please.
I'm going to go through my 2 honorable mentions. Honorable mention number 1. Cyberpunk 2077 / Phantom Liberty.
Yeah.
So I recently got back into that when update 2.0 dropped a couple months ago, and that was when I finally played the game and finished it. and Loki's stealing the spotlight from me right now.
No, keep talking.
That was when I replayed the game and like finally finished it, because I had bought it in the beginning too, and I enjoyed it, but I also was like very unsatisfied.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I
I
stopped
get it.
like halfway through. I was like, I'm gonna play other games that actually work. But now
Yeah.
it is the game that they wanted it to be from
complete.
this from the get go. Just dirty investors were like, release the game now, and that's why I released in 2020.
Dude,
It wasn't the devs' fault.
I will say, like, this game is one of the best open worlds I've ever seen.
Oh my
Only
God,
For, like,
yeah.
the sheer, like, every part of it. It doesn't feel procedurally generated or some bull crap like that. Like, every street, every like corner you turn feels real. In
Like
a
it was
way.
crafted.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like it's a real city. It's insane.
If you can ever get it for PC, which is what I played it on, write that down, Blake. He's not writing it down.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All my other games were PC, by the way, too. That wasn't apparent.
Put that in chat
Okay.
later, so I can update the spreadsheet.
It like looks phenomenal. If you have a rig that can run it on PC, get it for PC.
My phone.
I can't say to how like PS5 or whatever Xbox they're on now runs it.
I agree.
One X1.
The XJ9.
But it
Jenny!
incredible
That's
game,
it.
fantastic. And Phantom Liberty is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It adds a lot more like you good brother. You
So he's
deserve
trying.
that.
He's trying to show alpha energy. On me.
Trying to front on him.
Broke his elbow.
Yeah,
Phantom Liberty has like a lot more like espionage.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. Which I want to keep it that way because I want to go
I'm not
into it
gonna
kind of blind.
really say anything other than like
It's like
there's
Space
more like
Casino or something.
I haven't gone to that part yet. If there is,
I don't
but
know if there is. I don't know. I truly don't know. I thought I heard that.
It's a lot more clandestine espionage, James Bondy kind of stuff.
Bondathon.
Don't. But that's really fun. I haven't finished that DLC yet. I'm working through it. But it's really good. And they did something that I think it could be kind of controversial, but the voice actor who played Victor Vector
Yeah.
had actually passed away before the DLC could come out.
Oh.
So they got their family's express permission to use AI voice for him.
Kind of rough.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Teetering a line on that one.
It's really because they were as respectful as possible. They were like, we just won't have him in here if like if you don't want this, but then we won't have his character. Or we won't give him new lines, or like we'll just leave it alone. But I guess the family was like, we're okay with like his. I think it was his two sons that they asked. They were both like, yeah, okay, it's fine.
We don't know.
But
Yeah.
What's AI?
That's like a whole different
it
conversation.
treads a line.
Yeah.
So my only critique of my honorable mention is like, I don't know, but
Yeah.
I also didn't know that voice actor died, and that made me sad because
Yeah, that's a
Victor's has one of the sexiest voices in that game.
He does. He's like, yeah, I can't even. I couldn't. It's like when I was that one episode of Frieza's 5 minutes.
Shout out.
Gotta go back to listen.
I was like, what are you talking about? What are you doing? I can't even.
It was like when SpongeBob like drilled his teeth together.
Yeah.
Sexy voice.
What's your other honorable mention?
My second honorable mention is a game. I'm still laughing.
Yeah.
It's a game I've been playing on and off for like a couple years now. It was Warhammer 40k Darktide.
Oh, I played that too. Good
They've
game.
released new updates now, and they've really tweaked the game. They've been on a sort of apology tour.
Yeah,
Really.
yeah.
So massive free updates and character rework or class reworks.
I would like to play with you sometime because I've only
Yeah.
been playing solo, and I'm like, this is fine, but I really want to play it with a friend.
Yeah, we should. It's a lot of fun.
I never did.
And we never did again. But yeah, it's good. They still have like kind of their monetization of like skins is still kind of.
It's rough.
They released new skins which are like expensive now in line with the release of Rogue Trader.
Yeah.
So they have Rogue Trader themed skins, but
Yeah.
they're expensive. And I'm like, oh, come on, guys.
It's rough.
This isn't it, man.
It's a live game,
Yeah.
live service.
To be fair, their packages aren't as like Destiny 2, like bad, where like you can get the max
Yeah.
amount of Aquilas for like I think
We
it's
got
like
a gorilla for sale. A gorilla for sale.
for like $25 or something.
Yeah.
It might be less than that. I can't remember exactly, but
So-
it's still like you'd have to pay that amount for one of the skins.
That's
And I'm like, come on, man.
that's shitty, man.
It's a little shitty.
I play as an Ogren.
I mostly play Zealot.
Yeah,
I've been playing a
just
lot more
being-
Ogren.
Oh, look at you! So stupid. You do well. You do well. So satisfying.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot more Ogren lately, but Soldiers like easy, Zealots
Yep.
when I want to just go psycho shit mode, because I'll be
mode.
like, I'm full steam ahead, we're running ahead,
Yep.
out, keep up, and I'm just going at everything. And
Yeah, yeah.
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 Good
Two
honorable
honorable
mentions.
mentions. Yeah.
Yeah. I got 3. I'll go through them quick.
Yeah.
One I played was Stellaris,
Oh. Okay.
which is like a civilization type style, like not oh my god, Hex. I forgot what they call Hex something games. But anyway,
I know what you're talking about.
it's a space sim. Conquer planets and build up your tech and your diplomacy and all that with other factions. I sunk I kind of got obsessed with it for like a week, and it really like absorbed me for a minute. And I got to the point in that game where
He was Stellaris.
no, I reached a stalemate because your military is like you have like a power, right? Like a power level, right?
Is this like a Civ game?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
pretty much.
Okay.
And it's a little more like RTS, I would say,
Okay.
maybe a little bit more. But the power level of all the other factions, or like there's one faction that's just like all my guys are like 90,000. Like that's my power level, which is like wow, pretty good. I have like 5 fleets that are like 90,000. Great.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
This enemy has like
Respectable.
450,000 power level, and they have like 17 fleets like that. I'm like, this isn't fair, brother.
Yeah.
And you know what was so
Sucks.
dumb? Random events happen in that game that like are supposed to throw everything for a loop, and it's always random, whatever. In my game, mind you, these are like Civ games, right? So they take like weeks to beat one game.
Yeah.
Was like this other galaxy, like this entity appears. They're made of like pure energy, and they're gonna obliterate the universe. So you kind of have to like, all right, I have to work together with the other factions. This other fucking this $450,000 power level faction might as well be. They were like, all right, and like I'm like gathering my forces trying to play the game, and they just like zoom across the map, destroy this threat, they obliterate it, and then they go back, and I'm like.
Nice work, guys.
Yeah, I was like, I kind of wanted to play the game. The AI stopped me from playing. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was like watching somebody play against themselves.
What is there like mods or rebalances?
Yeah, so
or
there's a
anything?
million
fix
different.
that?
There's a million mods and expansions for the game. It's actually a huge game. It scratched a like sci-fi itch for me. So I played. Anyway,
the back.
multiverses. I played. I don't know if you guys remember that came out this year.
Yeah, they're like, we're gonna
Can
stop
it?
the game from existing for a little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna take a break. It was the game with the Warner Brothers, like Superman.
okay, yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's an Iron Giant.
That came out this year.
Yeah, like the Smash.
Wow.
A little bit.
Honestly, though,
A
like
little bit.
it was free to play. I played it, and I had a lot. I mained Superman,
What's this fucking Joe schmuck over here?
and it was
I
it
hate
was
this
fun.
guy.
It was a really solid game that really didn't have a lot of longevity because I don't know. Once you played it a little bit, like you played quite a few matches, you're done. Oh my god! So that it was fun though. I recommend when it comes back out if it's free to play because it was like 2v2, which was really fun, or you could 1v1. But like grabbing a friend and playing it, like the mechanics are solid. There's skill to it. It isn't just like another part. It isn't like Nicktoons, the first one.
Yeah.
What was it called? Nicktoons
I-
Brawl.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
Whatever.
Nicktoons All-Star Brawl.
Yeah,
whatever.
All-Star. Yeah, it isn't like that. Like it's all a lot more solidly made. Anyway, and then my last one that I haven't played, I was playing it last night too, is Rogue Legacy 2 on the Switch.
never heard of
It's a roguelike game.
You
One of
don't
like the
say.
earliest ones over there, where it's about it's like medieval, whatever.
Is
kinda
that where the
cartoony.
term roguelike originated from?
I don't know. But it basically you play as like a randomly generated individual of a different class. Like you're a barbarian or a mage, or whatever. And when you die, your next of kin takes over. And it's all about
okay.
that's how like, the roguelite works. Is like you inherit the bonuses you made and all that stuff. So that's how you build. You explore this castle, and it's just arcadey, classic, solid platforming action fun. So
Respectable. You gonna lock it in? I didn't lock mine in either.
well, we'll lock them. No. We'll lock all the honorable mentions in
Yeah.
at the end.
All right.
Blake, your honorable mentions. I have 40.
I just want to point out that the Cosmic Shake wasn't good enough to make Kobe's honorable mentions. Which
Is that your honorable
which
mention?
saddens me.
I kind of forgot. I guess I forgot I played it.
Fair enough. Check out our Let's Play.
Link in the description.
I erased
Texas
Kobe.
Chainsaw Massacre. Lock it in.
I have 5. Sorry, I had to hit the whip. So, in descending order, so I'm a little mixed bag on this game. Came out in 2013 for the Nintendo 3DS. It's called Harmonite. It's by Game Freak. It's basically it's a rhythm game where you're this little stupid hero character, and you're running down this thing, and you have this bat that's like the shape of a note, and you have to time your button presses ding, ding,
Never heard of this.
ding, and you jump and shit. Good.
Yeah.
It pisses me off. So here's my 2 takeaways on my thing. Actually, I got 3.
Ooh.
My playtime was about 9 hours and 46 minutes.
That's it. Fun.
I beat all the levels on good or higher,
Okay.
which is they have different difficulty
Fucking
levels.
flaunting over
And I
here.
said super difficult, meh.
Meh.
So
Oh
this
no.
is why it's just an honorable mention.
Dishonorable, more like.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, seriously.
So I've heard about this game forever, and with last year the 3DS store eShop in the Wii U closed last year, so I wanted to pick up anything that was kind of oh, maybe I'll play that in the future or whatever. We got a murder on the first floor.
They can't hear it. Go ahead.
Sorry, folks.
We're hearing
So-
voices in our heads.
Yeah.
So one of the games I picked up was Harmonite, because Game Freak, they make Pokemon.
Yeah.
Couldn't be that bad, right? It was okay. Meh, as I said. It's just it didn't play how I wanted it to play.
Not enough rhythm.
Well, I would hit A, and I felt like there was a delay or something. It was
Bad game feel.
it didn't have good game feel,
What a douche.
and I hate that term. I hate the term game feel, but that's what only comes to my head when thinking of this game, especially in retrospect. And I was trying to beat all the levels, which I did. I beat all the levels. And unlocked the secret level and shit. And they have a couple oh, we could play a couple Pokemon tracks. I'm like, cool. If only I like this game.
Yeah.
It's a solid
4 out of 10.
4 out of 10.
There
Yeah,
you go.
I was gonna say
got
4
you.
out of 10.
I got you, brother.
So yeah, not too impressed with Game Freak's 2013 outing on the eShop.
Well, they're just a little indie company, so I don't think.
This is very
you know.
true. Trees.
Yeah.
So next game, we played for Spoopy Month, which was Rewind or Die. Came out this year. It was by Puppet Combo. They
Okay.
make those PS1
Yeah.
looking games.
I like to retract and put that on my honorable mention.
All right, you didn't retract for SpongeBob. Just want to point that out.
Damn.
What do you do? I haven't gotten my number 1.
Oh, you're right. It could be.
It could
That
be.
could have been his number one.
yeah.
All right,
It's true.
I take it back. It could be your first surprise, everyone. Rewind or Die was fun. A lot of fun for Spoopy Month. Check that video out.
You always have a good time with Puppet Combo.
Yeah.
You can always expect a good, solid horror time.
They deliver.
We beat the game twice because the recording exploded my
was,
PC.
that was very unfortunate because our first playthrough of that was funny and I really enjoyed what we did.
and genuine.
And
yeah.
genuine, and unfortunately we had to re-record the
That sucks.
second half. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's happened before. It sucks when it does.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
At
to
least
show
this
your
time we
acting
got to
chops.
save Captain.
Yeah, we saved Captain. There's this character you can either save or not save. You can save him or accidentally burn him in a furnace.
Oh,
We accidentally burned him in a furnace in the unreleased Earth 2
Director's cut.
version of Rewind or Die
Earth
on
918.
Tappin X.
how life would have been different if that came out.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Definitely check it out. Came out this year.
Yeah.
I think it's only on PC right now. I know there's a lot of puppet combo games on other platforms like Switch and Xbox and shit.
Cuppet Pombo.
Puppet combo, yeah. I mean, this was like a British game.
Did Idris Elba make it?
You were in it.
Knuckles. What? Oh, he was.
Yeah, you're cut in half. It was unfortunate. Sorry, Brian. But yeah, I look forward to playing another puppet combo game in Spoopy Mod 2024. So that was fun. My honorable mention number 3 came out this year. If I vibed with it more, it would have made the top 5.
What does he mean?
But I don't
Game feel.
Vibe.
So
Game vibe.
2013. 2013. This game came out in 2023, but was a remake of a GameCube game, Metroid Prime. So this was Metroid Prime Remastered.
Oh yeah, that's
on
right.
Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, that's right.
I heard all the good things. Metroid Prime, like when
You
game
big Metroid
rankings.
fan?
No.
Oh.
That's why I wanted to check it out. Apparently, Metroid
True.
Prime is one of the greatest games of all time.
Mhm.
Well, let me say, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, but Blake and I
Maybe
had
I'm
this,
stupid.
we had this conversation because I don't like Metroid Prime either. I played it on the GameCube, and I agreed. I was like, I don't know what's happening. There's no
Maybe I suck.
context. Like, I don't know. I was very uninterested and bored with it. But I guess, like you said, it's like the most beloved Metroid game,
Yeah.
arguably.
Roasting your goggles. Listen, there's 2 major issues I had with this game. One, something was off with the lighting. The darks were too dark. Don't take that out of context. Like, you'd go into like this like cave.
They weren't until you said that.
clip that. You'd go into this cave, and like, if you compare it with like the GameCube version, like you could like see where you're going. Like okay, or that's the exit or whatever, and it's not supposed to be like dark in terms of like, oh, you can't see anything.
Did you adjust your shader slider?
There's no fucking sliders.
Yeah, I know.
There's no brightness setting. Like, I looked it up, and there's all these like Reddit posts of like, why is this game too like dark, you know? And like it was like, oh, adjust your like RBG settings. I'm like, I shouldn't have to fucking
Get away
do
from
that.
me,
do
you
that.
freak.
So that like I did a lot of my gaming this year on my breaks at work in my car, and like I can't fucking see shit, and I thought it was my Switch, and I put it on the TV, and I'm like, I still can't see shit.
Yeah, that sucks.
My other main issue with this game,
Uh-oh.
I just don't know what to fucking do. I walk through, like, they just throw you in this map, and it's like, here's like the main goal. And listen, I could just suck. It's an extreme possibility.
Yep.
But like,
More likely than
I've
you
walked
think.
through this map like 80 times, and like I don't know what to do.
Blake,
I'm supposed to go to this fire room, but I couldn't fucking figure out how to get there.
let me ask.
Yeah.
This is an honorable mention?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I think we're losing the plot here.
You just
I'm thinking of the potential, baby.
this is a mention.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I don't know what to fucking do.
My
with this
number
game.
one pick. Fuck this game.
And like, it's hard to like look up a playthrough because the way this game is like you can kind of do a bunch of stuff in different orders, and like I don't know how to verbalize what I'm supposed to do next, so I'm just kind of stuck forever, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe I'll beat it in 2024 and you'll hear about it next year, but I don't know.
The actual
it's
honorable.
tough.
I was wrong. We'll make like a your face in a thumbnail.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
Yeah. He was wrong.
Yeah. Game over.
But yeah, that's Metroid Prime Remastered. I hope I have a turnaround. Like, I was wrong. You know, it's kind of like the joke we just made.
sure,
You know,
yeah.
I hope it's better in the future.
All right.
Number 2 of my
Your number 4.
my fourth honorable mention. 2014 for the Nintendo 3DS. Also one of the games I nabbed on the 3DS's deathbed. Rusty's Real Deal Baseball.
What the shit?
So this is a it's how do you say it? It's like it's not a gacha game, but it's basically a game you are supposed to pump money into, but the game is aware of that and makes fun of that. So basically, the game's free. It's free to play. And it basically follows this dog who named Rusty. He used to be a pro baseball player, right?
The dog.
And he opened up this
Hey,
shop.
what's a dog?
Hey, what's a dog?
What the dog do?
So he opened up the shop to sell like video games, right? And he has all these kids, and like he's a bad dad, and like he abandoned his wife, or like his wife left him or something. He's like, oh, the regret.
This is so interesting.
And like he's like, anyways, you want to like buy like this baseball mini game? And there's all these like different like mini games that like they're all related to baseball. Where it's like uses like the 3DS and stuff. Like either it's like batting or pitching or catching or stuff. Basically, there you do these like cutscenes and like you can haggle the actual monetary value down. Like it's always like $5, and then like you can always haggle him down to like $2, but you have to do the correct things in the correct order. Like
Sure.
actually, here's like a chocolate bar, and he's like, I love fucking chocolate. You know, dogs don't eat
He's a
chocolate.
dog. Yeah. No.
And then like he's always like, oh, my wife left me because like I don't know how to cook. So you give him like a coupon to like cooking classes, and then he's like, you know what, $2. You can get the game for $2.
Interesting.
And so
You're manipulating the market.
pretty much. And then like you like, I don't think you guys will ever play Rusty's Real Deal Baseball, so I'll give you the spoilers.
Yeah, please.
So tune out now if you don't want to hear.
Skip to.
Yeah.
So basically, you get through like the story mode, like the scenario, and the wife is like, oh, I was just getting groceries or whatever. And he's like, oh, you came back. And then like she like takes over the shop and makes it into like a restaurant or something. And
Can you haggle for spaghetti?
and then also you name one of his like 10 children, and like that child always hangs out with you and like is your little like, oh, you should press this button or whatever.
The
you know?
tutorial, yeah.
Yeah. It's really fun, really creative, and obviously this is like you can't really play this game again because one, you can't buy the games, and you can't buy the game anymore, and part of the game is buying other games, and the 3DS eShop no longer exists.
That's
so this
so
is like
fascinating.
a pocket experience that you can never experience again.
That's
Like,
so
that's it.
crazy.
Like,
So, but
and
you-
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was real fun.
And you played it before the store went down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was able to nab all
I
the
wonder
games.
what happens if you do it now. You just get an
It's
error?
probably like boop boop.
Yeah.
Get fuck you, you know.
Eat a dick. The sign to Miyamoto.
But it was a lot of fun.
This guy's still going.
Here's
buddy.
my 2 takeaways on Notepad. Charmingly swindles you into spending money.
Dude, that's an IGN review right there.
And mini games are short but fun, which is a good thing.
It's like those that bottom of every like GameSpot review where it's like pros, cons.
Yeah. And my number 1 honorable mention is actually my number 2 2017 game of the year, but I actually beat it. I have not beat it until this year. And it's The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Oh, finally. Oh my god. I've been waiting, pining.
So here's my two Notepad takeaways. So in total, over like the last 6 years,
Yeah.
110 hours, 120 shrines, no DLC. We'll do that at a later point. And then I have in parentheses, and this year alone was 48 hours. So
Sure.
I had that much shit to do before the next game came out this year. And I said great Zelda, even though I prefer the more traditional ones. This game was weird for me because I am very Zelda purist.
Yeah.
You take my dungeons away, we fighting, brother. And I don't think the
Were they
shrines.
replaced with shrines?
I don't think the
Yeah.
shrines were either
Adequate.
complex enough, or they did not fill the void for the dungeons they took away. And the fucking divine beast, those weren't it, brother.
Those are, yeah. Even I'll admit those
they-
weren't great.
I mean, they were fine, but they did not like
Scratch the itch.
It did not scratch the itch. But I definitely, I kind of had like a Xenoblade like point of view to it. So like back in the day when Kobe and I played Xenoblade for the Wii,
Great time.
I had this like, I thought it was cool, but I didn't really get it. And then like Kobe was like, we took a couple weeks off, right? And like I was just like, I'm gonna do some side quests, and then like it clicked, and like I was like, this game's fucking amazing.
Yeah, and then you went hard.
Yeah, and I had one of those moments with like this game. I don't know when it was, but like definitely like I took some time off. I reflected, and I was like, all right, this game's a lot of fun. Like I get it. There's a lot of stuff I don't like. The weapon durability.
Yeah,
that stuff is bullshit.
I agree.
And it creates an environment of like I don't want to use any of my good shit.
Correct.
And like
Waste it.
yeah. So that you
never want your game to compel you not to play it or not to use its mechanics.
exactly. And like all like the powers like with the whole
The Switch.
the
Sheikah Slate.
The Sheikah Slate powers are cool. And like because pretty much like went before the 2017 Game of the Year video that we did. Not you. I was trying to like rush and like beat the game, but I was like, because I pretty much did all 4 Divine Beast, and I was like, all right, all I got to do is fight Ganon, and I was like, I don't want to rush it, guys. 6 years later.
Yeah, you sure took his time.
And then Dokkan
Ganon, I think Ganon let you win. He was like, "This place trying to suck, so I don't want to rule it anymore. You take it."
But I did all the shrines. I beat the final boss. I beat Ganon, and it was like, all right, this was cool.
Yeah,
it was cool.
I think Breath of the Wild is a stunning, amazing masterpiece. Splendid.
But I'm very glad. That was another blemish on my Zelda fan card.
Yeah.
I definitely don't hold it in the higher regard of like my like top Zelda games, because
We'll have to make you do a
tier list.
A tier list. Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun, and I like it more than I did previously
In 2017.
Yeah.
All right.
Now that fucking guy's done.
I played
That was
games
great.
this year.
That
You
was
did.
like an
I'm proud of you,
hour.
Blake. I'm proud of you.
Wow.
All right.
You're locking in our honorable mentions.
I'll lock in the honorable mentions. Now it's time. You've listened for an hour and a half, give or take. It's time for the Game of the Year 2023.
I
Brian,
have a video I want to play to introduce it. How does that work with this?
just put it up to the mic.
Just right up?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure, we'll cut
Don't
it.
copyright me.
And the Game Award goes to Baldur's Gate 3.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up, please. Wrap it up.
I just love the montage of Jeff Keighley going, Baldur's Gate 3! Baldur's Gate 3! My game of the year. It's pretty... Nothing comes close.
I didn't know you played it.
I have beat it.
I did. Secret.
Pretty much all of August was dedicated
Yeah.
to Baldur's Gate 3. It's like...
It's even better now. They added like a new ending.
Yeah, I want to do a second run, but
It's a lot of time.
I need to clear everything
Yeah,
first.
yeah.
Otherwise, nothing will ever... I
Blake
won't play the
cleared my
stuff I want to play. Yes, sir. But really, what can I say?
Yeah.
That hasn't been said about it yet. Like,
Incredible
character
game.
customization, playability with friends.
You can customize your dick. You can choose what dick you want.
Yep.
Or vagina.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
nothing.
brother.
Or
Game
nothing.
of the year.
Game of the
Like,
year, dude.
it's- You literally can have your character be whatever you want your character to be, look however you want it to look. I've seen some incredible character creations.
Yeah.
There's a reason why in those infographics they released that they have a little section dedicated to how many hours people have spent in
Yeah.
character creation.
Uh-huh.
And like the companions, some of the best written companions I've seen since Mass Effect 2.
Dude,
like
yeah, they're great. Like
incredible.
Gale, Will,
I love all of them.
Karlach.
I love
I
Gale.
Asterion.
I like there were some companions like for Will, I was worried that like because he comes off as a certain kind of like stereotype. I'm
An
like, oh, he's
archetype.
gonna be one dimensional or something. By the end, I was like, I actually really like Will.
You're
a
my
lot.
bro, dude.
I really like Will.
I will say, I think right now my least favorite is Laz.
Lae'zel? I love Lae'zel,
Yeah,
dude.
does she get better? Because right now
She
I'm
gets so much
I'm
better.
like, you're just a bitch.
She gets a lot better. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a sore spot for the tsundere type, so I liked her from the get-go.
Shadowheart strikes me more as a tsundere.
Yeah,
Maybe,
really.
I don't know.
But I did
Baka.
romance her.
Baka.
She has a good. They all have great romances
Yeah.
from what I've seen.
Karlach.
I romance Shadowheart. Karlach is my girl.
Gale's my
Because I
favorite.
played a barbarian, so it'd always be me and Karlach just
You ran
double
two
trouble.
barbarians?
Yep, double
Damn,
trouble.
that's
I forget what subclass I was. I think it was like Berserker or something
Sure,
like that.
sure.
And she was Wild Magic. But anyway,
I want to run
Act
Paladin.
1, incredible. Act 1 was a masterpiece. They've had
Yeah.
how many years to perfect that? Act 2 was also really good, but it got to a certain point in Act 2 near the end where suddenly the game quality, like bugs or performance, took a noticeable dip. And then Act 3, I think they fixed it up.
I was
but
to say again. I think they changed the ending.
yeah,
They, like,
Act 3
yeah.
was like a little rough. The story was a little starting to feel a little rushed.
Yeah.
And the original ending was like, what was that? It was very sudden, and it was very
Yeah.
like, oh, it's over now. Okay.
Yeah. But
So
it's
they went
crazy.
back.
They've changed it in like
Yeah.
6 months after, like less
Yeah.
than 6 months after release. They like I don't know.
They're
It's
on
like-
patch 5, and like I read recently, they added like an extra little like after party with the companions
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
end of the thing type thing. I'm like, oh, sick. And I started playing it with my friends, and we got not super far, but we had all like already pretty much beat Act 1 save for one of us. So we were like kind of rushing through, and I was kind of like, I don't really want to speed run this. I want to take my
agree.
time again, you know.
That's how I feel too.
So like, oh, you go here and you do this, or this is where you get this, and I'm like, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
For my first, I wanted to discover it myself again and
yeah.
take my time with it.
I kind of wish I've done it the way you're doing it, where
Mm.
I wish I played through it solo first, because like Nicole's great, love playing with her and stuff, but sometimes she's a chaotic player. And I'm very much like, whenever I play video games, it's like Paragon, lawful
Yeah.
good. I just like being a good guy. I don't like making people feel bad,
He's a good
even when
guy.
they're not real guys. But she's like,
Make them suffer.
yeah, she's like, this guy was mean to me. You know, like just kills him. You know, or like
Wait!
you run into a hag at some point, and she was like, "Give me your eyeball, and I will help you." She's like,
Yeah.
"Okay." And then she did it, and it was like we had to reload it because it was like really bad.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's fun in its own way, but I feel like sometimes I can't experience
Yeah.
the story I want.
You
to
want to
multiplayer.
play it solo first, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Because I think that was the way it was meant to be played, and then the replayability is multiplayer.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Then you can do
With friends.
wacky stuff with friends.
Yeah.
But it was hard for me. I'm not really great at these CRPGs. So I had to constantly tweak
Sure.
the difficulty between
been-
balanced and
Yeah.
easy.
We've been playing the tactician.
I
It's-
can't.
Dude,
It's hard.
This game is really hard.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Like
It's fun,
some
though.
fights, it'd be like approaching like an hour, and I'm like, I have to do it easy because like my mind
It's
is melting.
very disheartening when you're like,
Yeah.
initiative run, like dun 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 dun. The enemy goes first, like, let's go. They run up and crit you. And
Yeah,
and they're
or they
like,
push you off the fucking ledge. I was like, I didn't know you could fucking do this.
Yeah,
I was like,
that.
so mad.
I've done that by accident, where I'm like, thunderclap, and my friend's like, ah,
Yep.
it just dies. Anyway, so,
Yeah, there are like some things that frustrate me with that game where it was like, oh, this angle, it said you wouldn't fall off, but you actually do
Sure.
fall
Nothing's
off.
perfect.
It's-
Nothing's perfect.
Frustrations with that. And when it comes to D&D, I play a lot of D&D. I've played for many years, but I play like primarily fighter barbarian. Like I played cleric once and I didn't really like it. So
Yeah.
going from that to now being like, all right, I have a wizard in my party. I have to think
Yeah.
like a wizard character.
Yeah.
That's I think where some of the difficulty comes in.
Magic.
I've played rogue too. Rogue's fun, but like, you know, I'll have a sorcerer or a warlock or
Yeah.
a cleric or this, and I'm like,
I won't.
how do I?
I won't get into it, but as someone who's played other TTRPG systems,
Yeah.
I think the magic system in D&D isn't my favorite, only
Yeah.
because I think spell slots are really, I get it, they're the balance,
Mm-hmm.
but it really sucks when you're a spellcaster and you get to do 5 things in a day.
Yeah.
And once that's done, guess what? You're
Yeah.
just casting Firebolt for the rest of the
Exactly.
and it's just not fun.
Or Eldritch Blast.
Or if you're a warlock, always Eldritch.
Always
Even with
Eldritch
your spell
Blast.
slots,
Yep.
you're casting Eldritch Blast.
Just upcast that.
Yeah.
There you go. Problem solved. And then you get like turn to a shotgun where you can like blast them
Yeah,
out.
it's it's crazy.
But yeah, no. Incredible game, incredible story.
Incredible.
Everything interlinked like so intricately.
And you have to love it because Larian Studios like did everything right. They
Yeah.
didn't do crunch time. They took their time. They did community feedback the entire development. Like,
Yeah.
it's like a superpower. Like they really crushed it.
Yeah.
And they proved to everybody that. Like,
And they're a
you can
huge
do it.
studio, but they're technically independent, which is
Yep.
how they were able to do all this. Yeah, no. Incredible game.
to fuck it up.
Neil Newburn
Cancel.
won best voice actor role.
Yep.
The guy who plays Asterion.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good.
Um,
he's really good.
Now, I'm not an Astarion fanboy,
Me neither.
but like he knocked it out. Of the
Yeah,
fucking
he's
park.
great. Everybody was
he
great.
absolutely knocked it out.
Good
of the
for
park.
him.
And I didn't realize he's the same guy that voiced what's his face from Resident Evil Village, like metal bender guy,
Oh,
Heisenberg. Yeah.
Magneto.
Same guy. I was
yeah,
like, what?
I didn't know that.
Off.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Same fucking guy.
Ah, wow. Good for him.
Small world.
Yeah. I'm gonna lock it in.
Game of the year.
Wait.
Colby.
Wait.
Oh,
What?
there's more.
I gotta pee really bad. Take a pause.
All right, girl. You're excused. All right, we're back after pee break.
P-Bird.
PP time.
Time for my #1 game of the year.
Lock it in.
But what's great, bitch?
Bud snacks. Released in 2022
Oh boy.
by Fire Access Games. My game of the year is Marvel Midnight Suns.
Oh, okay.
What?
Really? Is that the one I'm thinking of?
It's the card game one. Like,
Oh, I thought you were
Marvel
talking
Snap.
about the
not Snap. Get out of here. I did play that, though, I
the
guess.
recent like Batman game that came out or something.
The
Suicide
Suicide Squad?
Squad?
I don't think
No,
that's out
the
yet.
one before that.
Trying to remember. Oh, Arkham. It was another
Yeah.
Arkham game. Arkham Knights or something like that.
Yeah.
Didn't that come out like
There was another one. There was a
2017?
new one. Anyway, Marvel Midnight Suns is an amazing action card-based game, like deck building, strategy game using all the, and also like Persona style, like life sim in a way. Really interesting game. You make an original character called the Hunter, and voiced by Matthew Mercer, and it
So you make Matthew Mercer.
you make Matthew Mercer, and you work basically is like this. Your mother is like this sorceress who is like a big threat to the world. Whatever. You got to team up with the Midnight Suns and other Marvel heroes, and the Midnight Suns are like, like an iteration of Ghost Rider. It's another team, like the Avengers, whatever. And it's really interesting. There's basically two parts to this game. There's the initial, you're walking around the hub area, which is like the Salem like church area, which has like this outside. There's like little puzzles and things you can do there, and it's also where you interact with the Marvel characters, where you build up Persona style like relationship meters with them, like affection.
Affinity, or
You hang out with them watching movies, or like do little like events with them. You have
Shouldn't you guys save the world or something?
yeah. It's one of those things where like you have daytime and nighttime things, and like
cool.
there's like Blade starts a book club with Captain America,
Sick.
Wolverine, and I said Captain America, right? And and
He's
Captain
there
Marvel,
twice.
Captain Marvel. And it's just, then they read like real books and some like fictional books too, and it's just like
I love Blade.
he's so cool in this
No,
game
I love
too.
Blade.
He's awesome. He's a great guy.
He's my favorite.
And then the second part of the game is the actual combat, where all your abilities are tied to cards, like deck building. And so you build out decks for every character, and it's like this 3D space where it's like you have a move action, and then you have like a regular like you play a card.
XCOM?
It's from the makers of XCOM.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, but
there
it
you go.
isn't grid based. It's like a circle, and there's like environmental stuff you can do and whatnot. And it's really like it's really comprehensive in how you can like build your decks and the synergy between characters. Characters can get injured, which takes them out for the next fight, so you kind of have to like adjust your teams. and the story's really good, fully voice acting and everything. You know, I played, you know, Tony Stark's in it. Obviously, I played Iron Man a bunch. Every character is very distinct. Like Tony Stark's whole thing is like he has a lot of good like AOE moves, and he's like really fast. He's just really good. And I was just so engrossed in this game. It really it's completely separated from the MCU. So it's like its own like kind of follows its comics.
Yeah.
But I've never read a Midnight Suns comic, so I was still really super into it. And
Who's your squad?
my main was I really liked Iron Man. There really isn't a bad character in this game, which is incredible to me because it's a wide cast. I liked Iron Man. I liked Wolverine, Spider-Man,
Spider-Man.
Magic. Even though I think she might be kind of like the weakest one. Magic was really cool. Those are the ones that come to mind firsthand. And some characters, there's like maybe one or two characters you get so later on that you're like, I don't really care about investing my time in you. But
Like who?
well, spoiler alert. I don't. You have the Hulk. He comes in
Spoilers.
super late, and then Scarlet
spoiled.
Witch. She has like a really cool move where like she like dies, but like it's the whole. If you know the comics, she says like
It's a cool move where she just
yeah, she just dies.
What?
She
Yeah.
says it costs like her life essentially, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like it's called No More. It's like a play on the No More Mutants plot line. But she like it goes up to her and she says no more, and then it like wipes out. It's supposed to be no more enemies or whatever, and it just like wipes everything. It's like a really cool homage. It's just that game is it. Highly recommend playing it.
Sounds fun.
Especially if you're a Marvel fan, and especially if you really like deck building, but it's not complicated.
Yeah.
It's not complicated at all. And it's really unique. I've never played a game like it. So
Sounds cool.
that's my game of the year. I thought it was perfect. I give it oh, not perfect. I give it like a 9 out of 10.
What itched it above Baldur's Gate? Because you said it was swapped at one point.
So because I actually finished it, played it through. If I beat Baldur's Gate, I think that might.
you would have.
Yeah.
You would've.
That would be
I
number
know.
one. But Marvel
Shut the
Midnight
fuck
Suns, also Marvel Midnight Suns, it has DLC and stuff, but I never felt compelled to any. It has like Morbius DLC,
Great. More.
Deadpool, Storm.
Morphe time.
That's
Morbid
Storm,
time.
which is cool.
Morpheus, Dorpheus, Corpheus.
He's losing it.
Drinking 240s in the death basket.
I would love if they made an X-Men game in the same style. Like I want to see different. I want to see these mechanics and this studio make another Marvel game of that, and just expand on it. It's ripe for the picking. I highly recommend it.
Do we know if it was like successful?
It was pretty. I mean, they got like some good DLC packages. Like
Well, that doesn't mean anything.
I read
Yeah.
I looked it up on Google, and it's one of the first question result things was like, why did Midnight Suns flop?
I don't think it flopped.
And I was like,
I just
ooh.
think nobody.
Why, Colby?
I don't think nobody talks about it. But it was at the Game Awards. I think
It said
too.
the release window was weird.
I can imagine. I didn't
I
play it
don't
on
know.
release.
That's all I
so,
read. That's all
I
I
played it this year.
I don't have an opinion either way.
Cool. It sounds cool, and I hope it gets a sequel.
And I hope it gets cooler.
Where am I? Lock it in, boys. Blake, Game of the Year, 2023.
Old girl.
My game of the year, 2023. So listen, I played a lot of games this year,
You did. Proud of you.
but on May 12th, 2023, I hit a roadblock.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Oh boy.
That roadblock was called The Legend of Zelda:
Yeah.
Tears of the Kingdom.
yeah.
And
Damn.
I haven't been able to play anything else since.
My God,
Yeah.
you still been playing it? Wow, I
Yeah.
thought you put it down for a while.
He tried, but
So-
he couldn't stay away.
Another roadblock was because I was moving and the holidays, and I couldn't put much time into it.
Sure.
But I recently got a little bit back into it, and I didn't want to kind of parallels to 2017. I was like, I don't want to rush the ending.
6 years later.
Yeah. But yeah, Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. It's phenomenal.
Great game.
I haven't beat it, obviously. I thought I was close recently when I was playing it last week, and then it was like, actually, here's this. And I was like,
Dumbass.
all right, I guess I got a lot more to go.
Cool.
which is always a nice
What's
feeling.
the craziest thing you've built so far?
I'm not very creatively smart,
Ah.
right? So I
functionally
utilize like people like have like optimized this like hover bike thing to like zip you around, like kind of cheat. So like I'm like, so I have that in like my auto build thing.
AutoZone.
So I'm like, you know, and just
Yeah,
fly to wherever. But obviously, with this being a sequel to Breath of the Wild, it uses the same world, but there's so much different. It's like revisiting an old friend instead of like the feeling of like retreading. Yeah, it's, and you could argue it adds like 2.5 more worlds because
It's a subterranean world.
yeah,
right? And
so
then, like,
and
the sky.
in the marketing of this game, they did not mention the depths at all.
Yeah.
So like when you first, because you start off, you do like some prologue stuff, which ties into Breath of the Wild, which is an incredible opening, I should say.
Oh, wow.
The opening is
I can't wait to play
is
this game.
insane. And then like it's like, oh, now you're depowered because you know Kingdom Hearts 2.
Right.
And then and then you eventually end up in the sky, and then when you go down for the first time, and like, and you first go down into the depths, like the music, like it changes, and it's like an insane feeling. It's like the closest thing I could relate the depths to is the Upside Down in Stranger Things,
Oh, interesting.
like with the vibe and like how like the
negative verse.
you know, like the fucking atmosphere is. It's basically a mirror of the entire Breath of the Wild map, and it's fully fleshed out. There's bosses in there and
Yeah.
shit.
I cannot wait to play this game.
One of my complaints, as I mentioned, was the lack of dungeons in Breath of the Wild, and it's like, oh, here's some shrines and divine beast. So there are temples. There's a few. There's 5 of them, and they don't quite hit my expectations because I have very high expectations of what I want my Zelda dungeons to be, but they're very much better, and I think the bosses are actual bosses instead of like, oh, here's fucking Blight Ganon or a fucking like Schmite Ganon. You basically had to basically like,
It's me.
the bosses in Breath of the Wild are basically the same boss 4 times.
Yeah.
But there's actual 4 entirely different
Distinct.
bosses. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I appreciate that.
Would you say there's more music in this game?
Yeah.
Have they addressed that
Yeah. So one
criticism?
of my complaints about Breath of the Wild 2 is like this game's too fucking quiet, and
I
like
like that, but
like
I get
when in my Zelda game, I want my fucking ears to be fucking blasted off with with like Koji Kondo fucking jizz in my ear. I want that shit, right?
Is that loud? Can you say that?
Yeah. Do we just get demonetized?
Nobody's listening.
And like they still have like their like, you know, their moments and shit. But like there was like a couple instances where like you're facing the boss in the Wind Temple, and like you're just like in the fucking air, like shooting arrows and shit, floating and shit, and like it throws this like throwback melody to like Wind Waker from 2003.
Whoa.
And I'm like, ah, you know, it was
Joji!
fucking hype as shit.
That's cool.
Yeah, this game's so good. A lot of the shrines in the first game, because shrines are back, they don't really explain it, but there's more shrines, but not the shrines from before. They're different shrines from the Zonai folks. And a lot of the shrines in the first game, I thought a lot of them were like fluff ones, like, oh, here's a test of strength for the 55th time.
Yeah.
And this one, it's like a different puzzle, a different take on a mechanic. Like how can I use my because now Link has a magic arm, and he can like
He's Devil May Cry 4.
He has
Oh,
like
shit.
magneto powers, right?
Heisenberg.
And he can like glue shit together. So like, and that like mechanic is so open ended.
Yeah.
And like it's daunting. It's like there's too many possibilities.
Yeah.
But I think like you can obviously get like super creative. Like people have made mechs.
Sure,
And giant
yeah.
dick robots and other shit.
I'm coming for you, Ganon.
I'm
Nintendo's
not.
probably pissed about that one.
I'm not one of those people. But there's enough like creativity in it where it's like, it's mind
bullets.
mind. It hits those like those
Neurons.
neurons in your mind. You're like, oh,
Neurons.
this is the good shit, right?
Yeah.
Oh, those creative
dopamine
sectors
fix.
in your mind.
Yeah,
dopamines. Yeah,
That's why I'm a little worried about that mechanic of building things because I'm not creatively.
Yeah. It's never like build this like sculpture.
Sure.
It's always like you might have to like glue some fucking wheels on a stick and
I'm coming, Ganon.
and put a steering stick on it and it's never like
Good.
you need this super complex thing.
Yeah, because I find myself I probably won't be using that mechanic much. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that would rob me of the.
You never know.
What about weapon durability?
It's still there,
They didn't listen at all.
but it kind of like slight like workaround. So now you can fuse weapons with other objects or other weapons. Like you can fuse a sword with a sword, so it's like a sword on top of another sword. So it's this super long sword. Makes no sense. Sword.
You're grabbing the blade.
No, you have like the handle from the first sword.
Oh.
But like the bottom of the second sword is glued to the tip of the first sword.
Ah.
4 swords.
Yeah.
That's
We're
literally
back.
like a kid in like the playground be like, I have a super
Yeah,
sword.
That's when you
now."
get the markers.
Yeah.
the dry erase markers, and you make a sword out of them.
You can like sword to a broomstick, or it's like
Interesting.
What the heck?
It's
That's kinda cool.
It's really cool, and then like
No, I think that's silly.
so, and that like adds durability to it,
Oh, okay.
and other stuff.
Tape a rock to my like electric sword and
Yeah, if you want to like break
Bonk.
like a boulder, you want to like have like a
boulder.
stick and like fuse a rock to it, and then use it to smash another
Boulders
rock.
Gate 3.
Yes,
Whoa.
Bouldur's Gate 3.
10 out of 10.
Bouldur's Gate 3. And then yeah, it's just a lot of fun.
Good. I'm glad they nailed it again.
I can't say definitively because I have not beat it, because currently my game of the year last year, Kirby's Return to Dreamland. Is it Return to Dreamland?
He doesn't remember.
Kirby's Drive Through the
The
Dreamland.
3D Kirby game I like.
Kirby Drive By
It is.
Dreamland.
Kirby Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Kirby and the Forgotten Land is still my #1 Switch game currently at the
Yeah,
moment.
you
Of all
forgot the
time?
title.
I
I'm
barely remember my birthday. But if this game like sticks the landing, it's definitely gonna be #1.
Wow.
And like how like it's so similar to Breath of the Wild, but it's not.
That's what makes it, I think, like a mastercraft.
And I don't, and it's hard to sustain why, because like, oh, it's $70 DLC, but it's not. It's
Yeah.
somehow so fleshed out by using the like the basic, like the same base world map.
You know what I would call that? A true sequel.
Yeah, it's masterful, and I can't wait to play more.
Lock it in, boys. Tears of the Kingdom.
But we're not done yet. It's time for the lightning round, baby. You guys ready?
Lightning
No.
round.
No.
All right. So basically, I'm gonna say the blah blah blah, and then it's gonna be Colby, Brian, then me.
Inspired by Mega 64.
You ready?
Ready.
Best movie 2023. Colby,
Across the Spider-Verse.
Brian,
I don't know. I didn't watch many
Just
movies
say
this year.
anything. Say whatever you watch.
The Grudge.
The Grinch.
But the original
You haven't
Japanese
seen a
one.
movie this year?
Oh, The Grudge.
The Grudge.
At least the
The
Grudge.
I thought
original-
you said the Grinch too.
Yeah.
and
The
me
original
one.
Japanese of the who told me on the forest? The two planglets and the king of the tie wheel.
That doesn't sound Japanese.
It sounds like who, alright? It translates. Blake, best movie.
Barbie.
Oh fuck yeah. God damn
Barbie?
it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Best album of 2023. Colby.
by Spotify Wrapped.
My Spotify Wrapped.
Snow Angel by Renee Rapp. Best fast food item, Colby.
Best fast food item? Oh, the what do we have? The Across the Spider-Verse burger.
Yes, I was gonna say the
Ryan. Blake, the Spider-Verse yeah! Best show of 2023.
New to us? Still?
Preferably.
Okay.
Brian.
Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
Blake. Loki Season 2.
Scott Pilgrim.
Colby.
Good. Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim. All right.
Pilgrim.
Best musical performance you saw IRL. Colby.
IRL.
Oh, not Baby Metal. Sorry, guys.
Brian.
Meshuggah.
Blake. Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour, May 20th, 2023. Rain Show. I got pneumonia.
Damn.
wait. Reiterate. A random jazz band I saw at a bar.
Great.
There you go.
Best cancellation. Colby.
Us.
Yeah.
Brian.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Gerard. Charity fraud.
I was gonna say it. I was like, I don't know, man.
Best use of AI. Colby.
To this episode. Oh, that's it, guy. It was all AI. Brian.
I guess the Victor Vector thing.
Victor.
Cyberpunk. I guess. I hate
Blake.
AI though.
The Boy What SpongeBob AI song.
Oh,
Incredible.
That was good stuff.
The best zone. Colby.
The Bone Zone.
Brian.
The Bone Zone.
Blake. The Bone Zone.
And I proudly stand up next to you.
And we bone.
Does anyone else have any lightning rounds?
Best snack of the year. Ryan.
Cheez-Its.
Blake.
Goldfish.
Colby. Salt and vinegar chips every year. Woohoo!
Best time you went to the ER. Blake.
I tried to go to an urgent care last week, but they were full.
Colby.
When I was a little kid, I had a tit next to my penis, but they took it off.
When I was poisoned with an allergy that I have, and someone said these cookies don't have peanut butter in them, but they did, and I had to go take that better go ER.
Down with peanut butter. Up with air.
Nematodes are people too.
That's the full lightning round.
All right. So that was our game of the year, our lightning round. I want to go through some preliminary finalization recap bullshit.
It's the latest
for,
Evangelion movie title.
for KTX. It was a big year for the channel.
Yeah, it was.
Last year, December 31st, we ended with 777 subs. We're ending this year.
7776.
It's December 23rd right now, but we currently have over 1,057 subs. We made it over 1,000 subs.
Good year.
Money.
YouTube bucks.
Can
Can we say that in a video?
We got YouTube bucks, baby. June 21st, 2023, we hit the new YouTube partner goal of only 500 subs, but we were above that anyways. July 29th, we hit over 20,000 hours watched. August 10th, we hit 1,500 uploads thanks to Dokkan Battle. September 5th, we hit over 300,000 overall views. And then October 16th, we hit that 1,000 sub goal. This year, we got the new Yu-Gi-Oh! KTX, which has been a lot of fun. I'm gonna count Frieza's 5 minutes, even though it started last December. That's close enough. We had a full year. Yeah, full year of Frieza's 5 minutes.
Yep.
Next year on the horizon, we got more Let's Plays, more watches another movie. We got more Yu-Gi-Oh! KTX, more Flashback, of course. We got brand new series coming hopefully January or February, depending on the logistics of how we can record it and how we can execute it. TBD, but it'll be a lot of fun. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, it's gonna be
obviously, thank you to Brian for being a very special reoccurring member of the KTX family.
Thank you.
And thanks you.
He's the cool uncle.
I am a cool
to other recurring guests, Ashley and Nicole and Logan.
Logan's
been a prime KTX family member.
I would say the staple, the thing that really holds KTX
the glue.
together. Yep.
Yeah.
that Link
The
uses. to
basmati
beat
rice
Ganon.
for sure, you know. But yeah, I just want to thanks everyone for watching us do our stupid thing, and we're having a lot of fun doing it.
They've had a great time.
And I look forward to another 2024.
Another 2024.
A whole new
Time traveler. Quantum break.
looking forward to another year
Absolutely.
of
Shenanigans.
shenanigans and having fun.
Amen, brother.
Amen and goddamn.
That was beautiful.